Okay, welcome back. And again, thank you for joining and participating in this session, in this course. It's very much appreciated. I really enjoy doing this, and I thank you for participating and enrolling in this particular class. Espanol made easy. Okay, uh, for this particular session, what we're going to be talking about is syllables. Syllables, very important, very important in reference to developing the words and uh, bringing them together and the stresses and the sounds. Trust me, when you get a hold of this, this is simply life-changing. Let's continue. Syllables, what are they? Syllables are units of pronunciation having one or more vowel sounds with or without a surrounding consonant forming the whole or part of a word. This is very important. Let's take a look. So look, as you can see, look at the top. You have the alphabet, and the alphabet consists of what? Vowels and consonants, which equals syllables. Bringing these two together creates syllables, which brings about words. Words can consist of one syllable, two syllables, three syllables, four syllables, five syllables, etc. So it's important as it pertains to writing, as it pertains to spelling, as it pertains to reading, as it pertains to speaking. We must understand, we must memorize, even master these syllables. So sit back, relax, and let's continue. Look, these are the ones we're going to go over. The B, the C, the D. There should be a CH there. Matter of fact, there should be CH. But we'll go through that. Because see, in certain places, you don't have the CH. Certain countries, they, for some reason, I'm not sure, they simply just disregard the CH. Remember, we have the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, or A, B, C, but they also have a che. Then they go to the D or the de. All of them don't do that. For what reason, I'm not sure. But anyway, we'll go through it. Let's move on. Okay, so when you're dealing with the syllables, all we're going to do is connect the vowels to them. We need to get this information in our minds and our brains to help us to begin to create that foundation that we need to speak the language. And once you get these things under your belt, everything else you do in the language will be simply easier. If you don't know these things, it's going to become difficult. You have to keep going back. Oh, what is this? What does that? What? If you do and master this area, you won't have to go backwards. You can continue to move forward in the language. And it's really just basically vocabulary. Learn new words, learn new phrases, continue to do your grammar, and probably half of that you already know. So, but anyway, so basically what we want to do, we want to add the vowels to these consonants. Now we can put vowels in front of this B. You know, we can even go that far. But what I was planning on doing was just simply putting vowels behind the vowel or behind the consonant. creating a syllable. Like for example, B, put the vowels behind this word. Ba, be, be, bo, boo. There you go. You got 5 syllables. And trust me, you're going to see a BA as you read. You're going to see a BE. You're going to see a BI. You're going to see a BO. But if you master what I'm telling you now, whenever you see it, you're going to already know it. BA. So when you practice it, ba, be, be, bo, boo. And you can put an A in front of this B. Aba, abe, abi, abo, abu. Because remember, we haven't talked about the rules for pronunciation. So we're dealing with stress. So I really don't want to get into that. But in general, this is how you practice the syllable. Ba, be, be, bo, boo. Da, de, di, do, do. Fa, fe, fi, fo, fu. And you picture these things in your mind as you're doing it. This is going to maximize your memory. You want to see it. You want to picture it. You want to, it seems to, it does something. But it helps you to move forward and develop. It helps that muscle to develop in your mind. Ba, be, be, bo, boo. Da, de, di, do, do. Fa, fe, fi, fo, fu. You know, a, e, o, u, because the H is silent. You don't pronounce the H. The H is silent. The J, ja, je, ji, jo, ju. Some people pronounce it like the Y. Ya, ye, ye, yo, you, depending on where you are. What, you know, Argentina, they say it different, the J. The Puerto Ricans, they say it different, you know. So, you just got to know the different ways on how to say it. So when you hear it, you'll recognize it. Oh, as soon as you hear it, ja, je, ji, oh, well, yeah, they Boricuas, they from Puerto Rico, because a lot of them do it that way. You go to Argentina, stuff like that, what's that other, Panama and all of them got little flavors. And then the K, of course, is the same. Ka, ke, ki, ko, ku. See, it's just that easy. It's just a matter of practicing it. And then when you pick up the book to read, you can break these words down in syllables, etc. The same thing you're doing here, Bob, baby, you're going to see that Bob, baby, right in here. Now, that may be connected with some other words. With some other consonants, because words consist of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 syllables. So some words have 4 or 5 syllables, but at any rate, you will be able to pronounce each syllable. And of course, later on, we're going to talk about how to determine which syllable is emphasized or which syllable is to get the stress. Oh man, you're going to be straight. This is beautiful. Just be patient with yourself. Don't despise small beginnings. Remember, this is an investment. It takes time. But I'm telling you, if you just follow me, you'll never regret it. So again, let's go to the next one. La, le, li, lo, lu. It's just that simple. Ma, me, mi, mo, mu. I know you know what I'm doing. Na, ne, ni, no, nu. Now the other ones there's like 4 or 5 of them, because as you know that the N with the tilt, I'm not dealing with that. I'm gonna do that later. P, pa, pe, pe, po, poo. The Q, your best bet is to just simply know Q-U-E, Q-U-I, Q-U-O. Ki, ko, hu. As a matter of fact, man, I didn't mention that in the other one. D. So for future references, remember because I think there was somewhere in one of these videos, I don't think I mentioned the QUI, because you have the word aki, which means here. So just remember, QUE, ke, QUI, ki, QUO, ku. Now, when you have the diatheses, those two dots over the U, it becomes qui, it becomes que, it becomes quo. So I'll talk a little bit about that in another session. So I don't want to get you twisted up into that right now. But the aura is just one of those. Ra, re, ri, ro, ru. I think I'm adding 2 and 3. But it's just one of those. It's one of those. Ra, re, ri, ro, ru. If you add 1 or 2, maybe 2 or 3, it adds a little flavor, but it ain't necessary. Okay, S. Sa, se, si, so, su. This is what you're going to be doing as you're practicing. But you want to make sure you picture these things in your mind as you say them. This is going to help maximize the memory. Ta, te, ti, to, tu. Va, ve, vi, vo, vu. It's a mixture. The V is a mixture of the B. Put the B and the V together and then say the sound. The W, I'm not sure if you want to see that at all. Some places you're going to see the W, but a lot of places you won't. But just for practice sake, wah, we, we, woo, woo. I don't, the W is just not used that much, but it's there. The X, remember the X. Anytime you see the X, remember KS. The X represents K and S. It's 2 consonants combined, like in the word exit. You see EXI, ST, exit. But in actuality, what you're reading is EKSIT, exit. So when you put the vowel on this, on the other side, on the right-hand side, it's going to be za, ze, zi, zo, zu. But if we had an A in front of it, it would be oxa, oxe, oxy, oxo, etc. Because, it represents 2. When you approach it from the left, it's a K. When you proceed to the right, it's an S. So hopefully that's understood. Now the Y is just like the Y in yes. Ya, yeah, ye, yo, you. Some places they may add a little J in there. Ja, ja, ji, jo, ju. Jaba, shaba, shaba. They got this kind of stuff in there. Remember the CH. I don't think I went over the CH. Cha, che, chi, cho, chu. The Z, za, ze, zi, zo, zo. So practice this on a regular basis, maybe 2 or 3 times a day, maybe once a day. It's going to benefit you as you move on, because the more you get this into your mind, the more that it's going to strengthen that muscle where the language is being housed, and it's going to make you'll become fluent quicker, faster, because the mind has been renewed and the muscle is strong enough. Okay, listen carefully. As you begin to speak Spanish or learn Spanish, like say one word, mañana means tomorrow. Mañana means tomorrow. Every time you hear that word mañana, tomorrow is going to pop up. Anytime you listen to somebody speak Spanish, your mind is going to be translating what you hear over into English. You hear mañana, tomorrow. And then you're going to respond. Somebody say, ¿Cómo estás? and you're hearing, you're going to translate it to English. Oh, estoy bien. I'm fine. But when that muscle becomes strong and able to stand on its own, you won't need the translate. The translation is going to stop. When you hear mañana, tomorrow's not going to pop up no more. It's just going to be mañana. That's when you know you're thinking in the language. That's when you know you are fluent, when you stop translating. As long as the words are now, when you learn new words, that may happen. Because you're always learning new words. So for a minute, it's going to take a minute every time you hear that new word. It's going to translate. That other part of your brain is going to help that part until it sinks in. But as soon as that muscle is strong, man, you can hear mañana and tomorrow won't pop up. Oh. And listen, this is another thing. Right before you begin to become fluent, one day you will be speaking Spanish, but you're going to be thinking you're talking English. Or you may hear a person in English and you respond to them in Spanish. Or, it's going to be interesting how the brain is going to be going through its changes. Man, I tell you, I thought I was speaking English to somebody, man, said, "What'd you say?" Man, I was speaking Spanish. But my mind was going through that change to where I had to start control. It was another little a gasket or something, little area in between where you have to start developing that switch, when to cut on Spanish and when to cut it off. It's interesting how it works. Just amazing. But anyway, that's something to think about. Don't forget that I'm telling you, you're going to go through it. Okay, now look, remember the C. Oh, it's on the battery. Okay. Okay, remember the C. The C before A, O, and U is hard. It has a harder sound. Ka, ko, ku. The C before E and I is more so like an S. Se, si. You got to master that. Just that simple. You don't master that, you can forget it. So put the work in, because once you master it, can't nobody take it from you. And you can do it in a day. It depends on how long, depending upon how much you practice. Once you get it, can't nobody take it from you. You won't never have to go back to that again. Same thing with the G. It has a harder before the A, O, and U, and it's more so like a H before E and I. Ga, ge, gi, go, gu. No. Ga, go, gu. He, he. Lock that in. I know I'm moving a little fast, but all you have to do is just rewind and go through the video again, or just sling it back to get this section. But it has to be practiced. Remember, the Y, this is like the Y and U, this is how this double L is expressed. Ya, ye, ye, yo, you. Some places, ja, je, ji, jo, ju, depending on what area you're from. Me llamo, what you see here, right here, down here, llamo. That means I am called, or myself is called. Me llamo, myself, I call, or yo me llamo, or it's different ways. Later on, we're going to get into the pronouns, the definite pronouns, articles, and stuff like that, where you'll be able to understand what me means, which means myself, itself, yourself, etc. There's quite a few of them. Interesting language. Beautiful. Ya, ye, ye, yo, you. Ja, je, ji, jo, ju. Here we go with this. Mañana. Ña, ña. Ña, ñe, ñi, ño, ñu. And you got to really overemphasize it. This way, when you speak it normal, it'll come out just the way it's supposed to be. Ña, ñe, ñi, ño, ñu. And so when you say mañana, perfect. Can't you listen to me? Anybody you speak to, Mañana. The articulation is there. You hear the consonants, you hear the vowels, all the ingredients is there. This is the way you need to learn. This is the way I encourage you to learn. This is the way I learned it. You can't go wrong with the way this is being taught. Ara, double R. It's like maybe 4 of those. Pronounced with a trio. Jarro, perro, ra, re, ri, ro, ru. And you got to play with it. Ra, re, ri, ro, ru. Ra, re, ri, ro, ru. Yeah, just enjoy yourself. And then when you begin to speak Spanish, you can really speak, ¿Cómo le va? ¿Qué tal? ¿En qué puedo servirle? You got to play because there's different styles. You can listen to the Argentinians. You can listen to those in Venezuela. You can listen to those in Panama. You can listen to those in Dominican. All of them got different flavors on how to speak. And whichever one speaks to you, you can learn that flavor. So you got to play with it. And this is the way in which you lose the American accent. Because some people, they're English, speak English, learning Spanish. You do it the way that I'm saying it, man, when you speak English, nobody will never know you speak Spanish. And when you speak Spanish, they'll never know you speak English because there's no accent. Think about that. This is part of those tips, tricks, and techniques that I had to develop on my own. See, the way that I'm teaching you is a way that you can learn Spanish and you don't need nobody else. You don't need to practice with nobody else. When I practice, I picked up a book and read. That's how I got my practice. And I read in voz alta. I read it out loud. So I was practicing my hearing with my own mouth. I was reading correctly, pronouncing correctly, and my ears were hearing it. I was practicing with myself. I sat down looking at Gorda y la Flaca, the fat and the skinny. And I would read everything I heard, I would repeat it out loud. As they were talking, I was saying right behind them. I was practicing my ears by what I was hearing. This is a technique. I'm telling you, it will help you grow. So get your favorite program. Don't focus on understanding. Just focus on hearing and repeating what you hear. And in the background, your mind is going to be feeding off of it. See? Now, also, when you're reading in Spanish, you have to read slow to make sure you're saying everything right, etc. But once you read the paragraph and you got every word down and you know what every word means, read it at the speed of 1. Then read it at the speed of 2. Then read it at the speed of 4, then 5, then 10, then 15. Read it as fast as you can. Because when other people talk to you, in the beginning, your mind's going to be translating. Mañana, tomorrow. But they're not going to stop and wait for your mind to translate. They're going to be talking to you. They're not going to wait for your mind to translate. So what I'm saying is that when you're reading out loud, your mind's going to be translating as you're reading, but you got to go slow first. Then pick the speed up. And then if you know somebody who speaks at the speed of 5, okay, then what you need to do is go back home, pick up your book and read just one paragraph. Get it all down packed, and then read that thing at the speed of 7. And then when you go back and talk to this person, you'll be able to understand them, or at least to be able to translate that fast or quick enough to be able to respond to them or pick up every word. Why? Because you practice your mind at the speed of 7. Some people speak at the speed of 5. What you need to do is start practicing at the speed of 10. Because then once they start talking, their 5 speed is nothing to what you've already practiced. Your mind. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, it worked for me. I hope you do. I really hope you do. Because this, I'm telling you, don't ever forget that. Because people, they wouldn't slow down. I would have to say, por favor, hable un poquito más espacio. Todavía estoy aprendiendo. I said, hey, could you speak a little slowly? I'm still learning. But they wouldn't stop. They would speak fast because they didn't want you to understand. Or because they knew sometime when they get around you, they would speak fast because they would speak fast just so you couldn't be able to pick it up. You may pick the first and the last word up. Oi, but you do this exercise. Oh man, I got you. Yeah, it was kind of frustrating in the beginning, but I got it. I wanted it so much. I created ways. My mind came up with ways, and this was one of them. I didn't read all this stuff in the book. My mind came up with it because I wanted it so much. Okay, we talked about the double R's. Now look, you see how I got this laid out? This is what you need to do. I'm not sure if you can print this page out, but write this out like this and then practice it. Ba, be, bi, bo, boo. Ka, se, si, to, ku. Da, de, di, do, do. Fa, fe, fi, fo, fu. Ga, he, he, go, gu, etc. A, e, I, o, u. Ja, je, ji, jo, ju. Ka, ke, ki, ko, ku. La, le, li, lo, lu. Because this is in all the words, this is what you're going to see. We can create a word just out of these syllables. Look, Hijo, hijo. That means son. So you're going to see words. These are words right here. All you got to do is put them together. Some may have 2 syllables, 3 syllables. We're going to talk about that in the 4th session. But this is why this is so important, because all these are different words. Cujo, Kiki, Kayla. They're all words. You create so many words out of just this right here. So just by you practicing these areas, it's going to prepare you for actual words. And then once I give you the rules for pronunciation, you're gonna be great. You're gonna be moving on. Yes. Okay. Practice. Ma, me, mi, mo, mu. Na, ne, ni, no, nu. Nya, nye, ni, no, nu. Notice the tilt ain't there. You see I got the NA right here? There should be a tilt over that, signifying nya, nye, ni, no, nu. Oh, that's serious. I apologize about that. But here is the care and key, que and qui. If you see the O, ku and ku or quo, whichever one it is. But you won't see it much. The main ones you're going to see, QUE and QUI, care and key. But remember, when you see the diatheses over the U, make it que and qui. Ra, re, ri, ro, ru. Ra, re, ri, ro, ru. Sa, se, si, so, su. Ta, te, ti, to, tu. Va, ve, vi, vo, vu. And just practice that, because this is going to help you to read as well as spell and eventually speak and write. Za, ze, zi, zo, zu. Ya, ye, yi, yo, you. Or ja, je, ji, jo, ju. Here's the Z. Za, ze, zi, zo, zu. Fa, fe, fi, fo, fu. Ga, he, he, go, gu. See, those are the syllables. Just bring it. Oh, matter of fact, think about this. Let me go back. Now, look, remember, let's go up here. Okay, listen closely. You have your vowels, a, e, I, o, u, right? Now, there is a couple of terms. One is called diphthongs. Listen closely. Diphthongs consist of two vowels. So if you see, say like, if you see a B with an A and an E behind it, just say what you see. You know the position for the B. You know what the A sounds like, and you know what the E sounds like. Just go, put your by. Make that A and the E sound like one. If you ever see A-E, I. If you see I-O, E-O. If you see U-E, ooey. You understand what I'm saying? These are diphthongs, two vowels together. If you see L-U-I, Louis, make the two vowels sound like one. Ooey, I, O, O-U, O. Just say what you see. Low. If it's an M, mo. If you see an N-O-U, no. Just combine it. And sometimes you see three vowels, but they're trithongs. Not all the time. But the key is you know what these things are. Just say what you see. Spanish is a phonetic language. Just say what you see. Now, of course, the H is silent. So be, cognizant of that. But other than that, these are your syllables. And the diphthongs and trithongs, you can do some other study on that, but that's basically it. It's two vowels put together. Trithongs are three vowels. So what you can do, you can write down A-E, A-I, A-O, A-U. Then you put down E-A, E-I, E-O, A-E-U. Then go to the I. I-E, A-O, the I-O, and the I-U, etc. And just write them down and practice them. Practice the diphthongs. Because there's only a short amount of them that you can have, considering the fact that each vowel only has one sound, and it's 5 of them. So when you connect the A with the other 4, connect the E with the other 4, connect the I with the other 4, connect the O with the other 4, connect the U with the other 4, and then practice them. Ae, ai, ao, au. You understand? If you got any questions or concerns, just email me and I'll do whatever I can. We can do a Zoom, a private session. I mean, whatever I can do to assist you and moving forward. Hey, I'm here. And believe me, as far as the Spanish, you know what's going on in the border. Listen to me. It's right now is the time to learn this language. This is the time. It's going to make you more valuable wherever you work, and it's going to enhance your resume. Because a lot of people are looking for bilingual individuals, and you are now one of them. So consider that. Once again, thank you for joining this course, participating in it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next session. All right, make sure you practice. Peace.